Our video topic today is negative entities, demonic possession, entity attachments, demons, monsters, ghosts. Ooh. So, is it true that some people are possessed by demons or by negative entities? Do these negative entities even exist? And how do they exist and coexist, perhaps, which is more an accurate term to describe it? Do they exist and coexist with this plane of existence? And the answer is absolutely. Right here where I am walking, there are fourth dimensional spirits everywhere. So this plane of existence here, like, let's look at me in the tree. Okay, this is me, right? And there is the tree. All right, let's give this tree a hug and a kiss. We're both inside a three-dimensional, third-dimensional body. Okay, so me and the tree share something in common right now. We're both consciousness, and we're both experiencing consciousness through a third-dimensional body. We both have found a body to house our consciousness, to have this third-dimensional experience for various different reasons. I don't know why this tree wants to be in 3D. I kind of have an idea why I want to be in 3D, you know, for my own reasoning. It's for evolution of consciousness, ultimately, back to its source. So we know that, but the specifics and the technicalities of it, you have your own thing going on. I have my own thing going on. We're both evolving. We're both in different parts of the journey. And we're here to honor one another in this moment. Okay? So, 3D, very, very easy to see. That's the world of the five senses. You could see it, you could touch it, you could hear it, you could feel it. That makes up a 3D body. Okay? Now, fourth dimensional, also known as the astral realm, the astral plane, is very much, it's a lighter density, because the higher the density, the lighter it is, subtler it is. So it's a lighter density. In many ways, it does shape this world, because it's the macrocosm of this microcosm, and then the 5D shapes the 4D, the 6D shapes the 5D, and all goes back to the source. So all is a manifestation of the source. Okay, so now fourth dimensional entities come in all shapes and forms. This is the world of dreams. This is the world of visions. Anytime you sit down and visualize, you're already in 4D. Okay, so it's not as elusive as you may think. You could just sit here and visualize. Here I am. I'm riding a unicorn. I'm look at that nice unicorn, right? I'm already in 4D here. Okay, I'm already in fourth dimension. So that's that world. It's subtler. Things happen very quickly there. It happens with a thought instantaneously, whereas things here take time. Because it's all one thing and everything's connected, and because the 4D and the 3D are sort of neighbors, if you will, so they're very much interconnected. They're really, really intertwined. Okay? And so a lot of fourth dimensional spirits and entities hang out in places in 3D. Okay, but they're lighter, so you can't see them. All right, you can't hear them unless you meditate, and maybe you're gifted in that way, or maybe I don't know, you use psychoactive drugs or something. Then it's a different ball game. Then that's why things like psychedelics open you up to that world. They always open you up to that world, because you start to go beyond your ordinary senses. So these spirits are everywhere. There are so many of them here. I just can't see them right now with my 3D, because that's the limitation of 3D. I can't see them. All right, I can't see them. I can't hear them. Okay, but they're there. They're there. They are there, and they are influencing all over the whole world. The whole 3D is like a chess game being played on the 4D. You hear about the reptilians and all the ETs, and the positive ETs like Arcturians and Pleiadians, and then reptilians and Orions, the negative entities. It's like this is a chess game here. It's being played on the fourth dimension and the fifth dimension. Okay, all right. So this is what's happening here. Nobody's really pulling. If you think our politicians are doing the work, no, it's all being influenced from 4D. So not only are fourth dimensional entities and spirits here, they literally run the world, whether they're positive or negative. They literally, our world is run by what happens in the astral plane. All the astral plane politics, the astral plane dramas, the astral plane, I don't know who got elected there, and then they're making the moves now. I don't know what happens there, okay? Again, I'm not a manager in the amusement park. I'm just a participant here, sort of a joyful participant, if you will, with an appreciation for how the game works. And that appreciation makes me want to sort of, inquire about how it works and everything. So, they're here, they run the game. This is just a chess game being played on the 4D. So not only are they all over, they run this shit. So, now, that means demonic possessions are absolutely real. There are some people that are possessed by negative entities, astral, negatively polarized entities. And yeah, they're possessed by them, and they dictate their behavior, they dictate their cravings, they dictate their desires. So a person may think that I have the desire for chocolate or for cigarettes, let's say, or alcohol. I mean, that's one of their favorite way, the negative entities, of getting to you. They go to the addicts. They go to anybody that's addicted to cigarettes, or not necessarily addicted, but if you have a weakness in your guard, they're gonna come and capitalize on it. So if they see that maybe you pick up a cigarette every now and then, they'll come to you. I mean, they came to me. I smoked for 4 years, and I saw how. I mean, whoever was. I mean, I admire. By the way, I admire the dark side. I have nothing but admiration. I do my light side thing. I do my dance, but I admire the way they work. I really admire parasites. Like, they're geniuses. When I see them putting all these cravings in my head, and I see this Tom and Jerry cat mouse game between us, it's funny. It's quite funny, actually. And I admire the way they work. They're really, they're really smart. And they don't break cosmic laws, most of them, because if you agree to it, you have free will. You have free will. If they respect your free will, and they see a weakness inside of you, and they capitalize on it, it's fair game. It's fair game. That's the way the game works. So, they will look for a weakness in a person. Like I saw them with the cigarettes. It started like this, right? I was starting to get stressed from all the university work, and I saw all my friends that I had at the time, that I met at the time in university, were all smoking. They were all smokers, and I guess there was already some entities attached to some of these people that I was hanging around. So of course, I start to get the vibe, and I start to say, well, can I have a cigarette? I smoked my first cigarette. Didn't like it, but I liked the high. Second one, third one, little by little, I became a regular pack smoker. Buy my own packs for 4 years, right? So if there's a weakness inside of you, there was a weakness in me there. That's why they love to go to highly stressed environments, because that's where highly stressed people are. And so that's when you're weakest, your will is weakest, and you have the most vulnerabilities. And then they will try to capitalize on it. They will try to attach to you in one way or another, because a lot of these negative entities are sort of what Buddhists would call hungry ghosts. They're wandering. They have attachments to the 3D, but they no longer have a body, and they still have these desires they want to fulfill. So they look for other bodies to inhabit and to fulfill the desires through, and to get powered through. Okay? So they go to highly stressed environments, aka cities, big cities, and yeah, that's when you have so many targets, so many vulnerable people whose will is completely destroyed. Because let's face it, if you're sleep deprived, and if you're living in a highly stressed environment, and you have a highly stressed work environment, and you have some issues going on in the family, you're very vulnerable. You're vulnerable to picking up cigarettes, picking up drugs, alcohol, you name it. All kinds of addictions, and that's where they love to hang out. Okay, that's, I mean, whew, you know, when I used to drink and go to nightclubs, and I did that for about 2 years, first and second year university. Even in those times, I would get the ickiest feeling doing these things. I mean, I would go into, I could feel it right now. Even then, I was drinking, I was smoking, and I was going to these nightclubs. And even in that state, I would be in the middle of the nightclub, drunk, going for my 15th cigarette that night, because you know, you drink, then you're constantly smoking, and I'd just be like, this isn't right. It just feels heavy. Ugh. And I'd go home after. Usually I was always the first one to leave. Like, you know, people like to stay until 2 midnight. I just go. I just that feeling of heaviness, the heaviness of the environment, the heaviness of the vibration. I just go home. I just go home. And yeah, it was, even then, it was very, very icky. I did it, you know, the smoking was 4 years, the drinking in the nightclubs 2 years. But even when I was doing these things, I never felt right. I never felt right about them. And I guess that was my higher self, that was my soul saying, huh, it doesn't feel so good. But it wasn't judging, there was no judgment. It was just like, I don't think I'm here to do this. I don't think I'm here to experience this. I think I'm here for something else. And I suppose that was the soul speaking to me, to itself, even in that moment of vulnerability, which clearly I had a lot of attached entities, because, you know, they see a weakness in you, they'll attach to you. But I guess I wasn't too gracious of a host when it came to the entities that liked the nightclub and the drinking, because that didn't last very long. The cigarettes, 4 years, okay, fair enough. Whoever was in charge of that, good job. You got me for 4 years. Okay, good job. Yes, good job. I don't know who you got now, I don't know who you're hanging out with, but you're a pretty smart dude. Okay, you're a pretty smart dude, you got your ways. Okay, fine. So you got me for 4 years. But that's how they get us. They see a weakness, they see just, and I mean, oh, the planet, oh, right now, the way it's been in the shape lately, it is perfect. It is absolutely perfect for these entities, because believe me, there's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of vulnerable people, there's a lot of stress going on, right? So, you know, all this stuff, like, barely any people now left on the planet living in nature, because everybody's going to becoming urbanized, right? So the negative entities, you know, there's a lot of hosts. So if they see that you're not as fit, they may hang out with you for a bit, but to them it's a return on investment also. If they see that you're full of light and love, you know, if they see that, maybe to them, you know, perhaps that's why maybe those entities that, you know, the nightclub and alcohol, I think they came to me and it's like, I don't think he's gonna give us a good return on investment. He's a good short-term investment, but not a long-term one. And I guess they milked me for all of it. Okay, but they see because you know, once you start to emanate love and light, they just go away. You're not worth their time. There's a lot of other vulnerable folks out there, believe me. Much better investments for them. Okay, much better. Remember, these are malevolent beings. They think a lot like our corrupt politicians. I mean, they influence. They're running the show, right? They basically hang out with the politicians and the people in power, and so that's why all this messiness is going on, right? But again, if they see that you're even emanating a little bit of light, a little bit of love, they don't want to hang out. They just don't want to. And so here's what I found out. And this is, now let's go a little bit into like more of a personal experience. I openly communicated with these negative entities. And here's what I found. the more sarcastic I was with them, the more I was playful, the more I actually admired the way they work, the more it irritated them. But if I tried to fight them, and if I tried to say, go away and hurt you, oh, they loved it, because that's their energy. Frustration, resentment, anger, fear, right? I'm fear, so because I'm in my defense mechanism, then I'm like, get out. You know, I'm fear. Oh, they love it. They feed off fear. Okay? Where there's fear, there's negative entities. Because it's fear, it's the path of fear, service to self, or path of love, service to others, which is ultimately service to self. But it's the easier path. That's what Ra says. So, yeah, so I found the more I could be sarcastic with them, the more I just look at them and admire them. I'm like, you guys do a good job, don't you? Really, like, the more I just kind of be playful with them, and the more it irritates them. It's just like, ugh, like because they want you to be scared, they want you to be anxious, but they see I'm relaxed, I'm playful, I'm playing with them, right? And they just go away. They don't want that. They hate laughter. Oh my God! If you are somebody that laughs and you've got a contagious laugh, okay, I'm telling you right now, they're gonna go away. They're gonna be scared. You're gonna scare them away with your laughter. They hate laughter. Negative, fourth dimensional negative entities, also known as demons. Here, take this. Listen to this. Fourth density negative entities, also known as demons, jinns, negative entities, reptilians, Orion, whatever, right? They hate laughter. If you want to scare them away, put on a show that you like, that you find funny, and laugh. You kidding me? They all go away like instantaneously. They hate laughter. Oh, they hate laughter. They hate joy. Anything when there is joy, they just run away. So it isn't about fighting them, because now you're actually speaking their language, and now you're actually inviting them more in. It isn't about fighting them. It isn't about resisting them. It isn't about any of that, right? It actually is more about just being love, light, and joy. And joy. If you're a joyful person, you're obviously gonna laugh a lot. If you laugh a lot, that just makes them run away. And the more you laugh, and if you want to do a little experiment, put on like a blindfold, okay, that just blocks all light, and start laughing, okay? and start laughing, okay, and just laugh for like 10 minutes. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna see white lights here. If you have the blindfold on and you're laughing, you're gonna see white lights, because it's such a high vibration. Laughter and joy is such a high vibration. It emanates so much. It'll clear up the field, okay? It'll clear up the field for you. And you could do this, I mean, even if you live somewhere, like I'll tell you, I lived in an apartment that was haunted. I lived there for 8 years, okay? All kinds of spirits were there. When I walked in there, oh God, that's when I started smoking, by the way. When I started living in the apartment, I started smoking. I started drinking. All this stuff. I came in and they got me. And there was vulnerabilities in me. And they got it. They capitalized on it. Literally, when I moved to the apartment, I started drinking. Same year, started smoking. Started going to nightclubs. Lived there for 8 years. But I'll tell you something. On the second half of the 8 years, not only did I scare them away because of the transformations that I was making, but I had invited so many positive entities that I guess were looking for a refuge, because the area that I lived in a big apartment building that was full of this negative entities. But my apartment, you walk into it and it's just, on that second half of the 8 years, it's like you get good vibes, right? I started to have like parties there, but not like drinking and stuff. People that come in and laughter, and we play Risk, and just no drugs, nothing like that, just a good time. And I swear, like, it just transformed, because they'll just run away. Just because they're in a particular place, just because you're living in a city or a negative environment, it doesn't mean you can't make your own sanctuary in that place. They'll still run away, because the minute they sense even a little bit of light, a little bit of love, they're gonna run away, because it's not worth it. There's far too many vulnerabilities, people vulnerable and negative energy on the planet, way too much, that if they even sense a little bit, just a little bit of light, if you could just laugh every day for a little bit, even if you're depressed, just put on something, just say, I'm allowing myself for 20 minutes to laugh, right? That's what I used to do, you know, because in those times I was starting to get depressed with the smoking and the drinking and all that. But I allowed myself 20 minutes every day to watch Seinfeld and laugh. I still do that. I still watch Seinfeld. I still laugh my ass off. And I allowed my, and I guess that kept me there, because they saw, whoever was there hanging out with me and influencing me and feeding off the negativity, saw that this, even though this guy is depressed, he's still finding like a 20 minutes a day and he's laughing. I don't know if you want to hang out here too much, because the more he becomes conscious, the more he's gonna cultivate that light and love. And so I guess that's why a lot, I mean, even 4 years of smoking, that's nothing, that's peanuts. I guess that's why they didn't hang out that much. They didn't hang out that long, because they start to see, even in his worst, in the rock bottom, he's still laughing. He's still laughing. He's still having 20 minutes of laughter before he goes back to his depression and his stories and all that bullshit. And then that's when they can feed off of you, right? But they still see it, and they're like, not a good long-term investment. We're gonna milk him for all that we can right now, which they did. But of course, if you've got that spark of light, it quickly deters them, okay? It quickly deters them. And that's the best thing I can tell you about them, is laughter, enjoy. And you don't have to fight them. You don't have to be scared of them at all. At all. You don't have to be scared of them. Like I said, I thought you could talk to them. You feel their presence, talk to them. Be sarcastic, be playful. And they just hate it. They hate it. And so the minute you fight them, they got you even more. Oh, they got you in a hole. Right? They got you in a hole. If they see that you're a reactive person, they could see you're a good guy and everything, but you're reactive. Oh, he's got that anger. Oh, yes, let's capitalize on that. Love me some anger. Oh, they love it. They love it. They love it. So yeah, like, don't be scared. Don't be paranoid. Paranoia brings them in too. I could easily be paranoid because, you know, people are spying on me. The government is spying on me on this phone. Or I could make these videos and entertain myself and entertain you guys in the process, and we all learn something together. Or I could be paranoid. Oh my God, they're recording me. Oh my God, I have no privacy. Right, who cares? I don't even want privacy, to be honest. Right? If it was, I mean, look, if it was up to me, I'd take off these shorts and just walk naked everywhere. It's practically everything I have left is shorts, right? They're not, I mean, they go above the knees too, practically, you know? I mean, if it was up to me, if people didn't arrest me wherever I went, I'd just take them off and walk. Who cares about privacy? Right? You want paranoia. Paranoia brings in those negative entities. But if you're trusting and you feel like, okay, I trust what's happening to me, I trust the process, I trust myself, I trust my ET family, I trust my guides, I trust the process, even though I don't know what's going on, I trust. The more you trust, the more it's gonna be okay. The more you actually start to have positive entities come hang out with you. Okay, like really, they'll just come hang out. And of course, if you hang out in beautiful places like this, I mean, right? You ain't gonna see one negative entity here because they don't like it. Why would a negative entity be here? It's so harmonious. It's so harmonious. They like these harmonious places. That's where they can feed off. Because if you choose the dark side of the force, the dark path, then you have your own spots, your own places to get fueled. This is not one of them. This isn't. You know, they don't like beautiful clouds and beautiful mountains and sunshine. They don't like it. That's why they like to hang out in nightclubs and stuff. They don't like it. They don't like the organic matrix. They like the inorganic matrix. So, again, if you choose your environment wisely, you're not going to be running into these folks. You're not going to be running into them. You'll be running into the lighter entities, the light side of the force, the positive entities. You'll run into the fourth dimensional positive entities, which are your spirit guides, which are the angels, even go higher, fifth density and sixth density. So then you'll actually be in communication with them. You'll be in communication with that side of the force, okay? And yeah, yeah, so just pick your environment wisely. I'm just trying to figure out what this person is trying to do. I'm curious like that. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. You want to say hello to the camera? It's a YouTube video.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Where are you from?
Canada.
From Canada too. You're French Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm from Canada too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Yeah, you
So, what was I saying? Curiosity killed the cat. Ugh, ugh, ugh. That's why I talk so much in front of these in these videos. So curious. I want to know everything. Which is actually my bane. Okay, because sometimes it's a beautiful day, beautiful butterflies, and I just want to, I just want to enjoy it. And then I start to be curious. How does this work? How does that work? My rational mind kicks in. The left brain of things kicks in, right? Anyway, what I was saying, places like this, you pick your environment wisely. You pick beautiful trees. You pick beautiful clouds. You pick beautiful everything. And then you'll be surrounded by the positive entities. And then if you're surrounded by the positive entities, and then you entertain them enough, you invite them enough, it becomes because it is your natural default state. Believe it or not, you're pure joy, okay? You're pure joy. Let's just be honest here. You're pretty much like this uncontainable joy that is like in this 3D suit, which in this society actually represses the vehicle, represses the joy, okay? And then if you actually find who you are, you're pure joy. So then you'll just emanate that joy everywhere, right? So if you actually start to be around these positive entities all the time, and then they show you that you're actually pure joy, then that's it. You're living. Now we're talking about heaven on earth, okay? Now we're talking about heaven on earth, and I can confidently say that I'm kind of God bless. I'm actually feeling really blessed, but I am experiencing those states more and more lately. Heaven on earth. Oh God. Okay. Oh man, I'm grateful. Yeah, once you're in this place, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like it's just joy. For no reason. I just look in the mirror and start laughing. I just look at this and start laughing. For no reason. Oh boy. Oh man. This is nice. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you to all the Patreons for your support. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay. I'm going to finish the video. God bless you all, guys. If you want to support Patreon or PayPal, links in the description. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. No, actually, I think I got one more video. But not now. I'm gonna go meditate and then make it, okay? Or I'm gonna go enjoy the day and maybe make it in the evening or something, okay? See you guys later. See you in the next video.